Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has recently exploded into mainstream basketball through his dynamic scoring ability.
Finds Shai, steps back on the three, on the wall, at the buzzer, it is good!
An equally dynamic fashion sense. The cool, calm, and collected Thunderstar went from a trade chip to a bona fide all-star as he made OKC relevant for the first time in years. And calling him an all-star might be underselling him, as he's shown MVP qualities. So let's take a look at how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went from bench warmer to certified all-star. Shai might not have been born with a ball in his hand, but he was surely blessed with some incredible genetics from the get-go, and he has his mom Charmaine to thank for those, because she's a former track star who competed in the Olympics in '92. No wonder Shai seems like a step too quick for his defenders. His dad wasn't far behind either. From him, Shai got his brilliant basketball mind, as his dad Vaughn coached him through his earlier years. Born and raised in Canada, Shai did what all great Canadian athletes do who have hopes of making the league, which is to ball out in high school and transfer over to the American program before applying to an American college. His exceptional high school play made him a 4-star recruit, and several high-level college programs like Kansas, Syracuse, Texas, and UNLV were all interested in the Canadian star. But Shai eventually took his talents to Kentucky. His college career eerily resembled his coming NBA career, as he started as a bench player, then progressed to a 6th man and eventually a starter. He would finish his college career averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, along with a steal and a half a game. Draft day is a big day in any basketball player's career. That's the one day they have dreamt about a million times. But we doubt Shai ever dreamt that his very first basketball moment would involve him getting traded. But hey, there have been some other greats who got moved on draft day, most famously Kobe Bryant. Ironically enough, both Kobe and Shai would be drafted by the Charlotte Hornets and then traded to a Los Angeles team that very night. For Kobe, it was of course the Lakers, while Shai found himself in a Clippers uniform. It didn't take long for Shai to earn a starting spot on the Clippers, a team which was supposed to be bad that year, but still managed to sneak their way into the playoffs. So right away, Shai got a taste of playing under the brightest lights, and he showed glimpses of what was to come as he scored his rookie season career high of 25 points in Game 4 against the Warriors, which had the likes of Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. So it is safe to say that Shai was never intimidated by the big moment. However, the city of LA would only be the home for Shai for only 1 year, as in the offseason, he would have to pack his bags and head out to Oklahoma. The world of basketball never stops providing entertainment. Just when you think that the playoffs are over and will have a hiatus from ball, you get hit over the head with news like the Clippers dealing Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Gallinari 5 first-round picks and the rights to swap 2 other first-round picks to OKC for Paul George. Just as it seemed as if Shai was finding his footing in LA, he had to start over. But he was also giving the reins of a new team and an organization. Talk about pressure. There was almost this sink or swim feeling to see whether or not Shai could be a guy to carry a franchise on his back. Well, Shai answered those questions soon enough, as he dropped off a career high of 32 points the first time he faced off with his old team, the Clippers. A degree of pettiness is needed to be a great star, and it seems as if Shai had that never forget mentality. Shai shined in his very first year with the Thunder, as he consistently beat his career highs, had triple-double games, and even a 20-rebound game. One of the most impressive things was that his efficiency didn't take a massive hit despite his minutes and usage going up tremendously. He still shot 47% from the field, as he had done in his rookie year. One big reason for this was that he also teamed up with the point guard Chris Paul. When it comes to point guard mentors, CP3 is at the very top of the list. So we can almost imagine Shai seeing the pearly gates open in front of him when he got got the news that Chris Paul would be his backcourt mate. Together, CP3 and Shai would prove to be one of the deadliest backcourts in the NBA. But the following year, CP3 would leave the Thunder and pass on the keys to the team to Shai for good. It's safe to say that the OKC management knew they had a gem in Shai. However, Shai's third season would be his most challenging and also leave a stigma on his name, mainly because he could not stay healthy. From October to March, Shai only played 35 games despite putting up career highs in points and assists. We also saw an increase in his three-point percentage, which 34 to 41%, and field goal percentage, which went from 47 to 50%. Still, he largely went under the radar because the fans simply did not see him enough. So, not only did Shai lose some of the momentum he had built the previous year with Chris Paul, but now he was looked at as a possible injury-riddled star. Shai's star had become so questionable that the Thunder even entertained the idea of trading Shai for a high draft pick in the next year's draft. However, they stood pat and ended up signing Shai to a 5-year, $172 million deal, which now looks like a bargain. But there were still some ups and downs before Shai surpassed all expectations. Shai started the season like he was shot out of a cannon. Before December ended, he had hit game winners, recorded triple doubles, and even named the NBA Western Conference Player of the Week, his very first, but there were more to come. He essentially averaged 24, 5, and 6 with a steal every game, along with nearly a block a game. He was becoming one of the most well-rounded and dangerous guards in the NBA, who could score on you at will and then lock you up on the other end. However, once again, the injury bug struck again, bringing his momentum to a screeching halt. On March 28th, OKC announced that Shai would miss the rest of the season with an ankle injury. All in all, he played 56 games and showed consistent greatness. However, that injury-prone tag stayed on him. This is one of the reasons why many fans and media were overlooking Shai, making it look like he came out of nowhere the following year. But the building blocks to greatness had been laid down already. Prior to the 2022-23 season, Shai went on to record to say that he's done with losing, that he's coming to the season to make sure that the Thunder gets back to their winning ways, and he has lived up to every single promise, at least to the best of his ability. He started the second week of the season averaging 31, 5, and 7 and earned himself another Player of the Week award. Since then, all Shai has done is record new career highs and hit buzzer beater shots after buzzer beater shots. He is nearly averaging 31, 5, and 6 with almost 2 steals every game and a block a game. If he keeps his defensive numbers as they are, he would join the likes of Dwayne Wade and Michael Jordan as the only guards to score as efficiently as he has been while putting up elite defensive numbers. It's no wonder Hall of Famers like Charles Barkley were campaigning for Shai to start in the Allstar game. But in the end, Shai just came up short, but he has easily secured himself an All-Star position through an anonymous coach's vote. Not only is he putting up video game numbers, but he's also doing it extremely efficiently. He is currently shooting at almost 51% from the field, 91% from the free throw line, and has an effective field goal percentage of 53. Now, it's clear that Shai didn't simply flip the switch and become great overnight. He has slowly been building on his greatness over the years, but that momentum has been interrupted by nagging injuries and bad luck. However, it looks like his luck is finally changing as he played almost every game this season and has averaged more minutes than before. You combine that much usage with Shai's skill set, then you've got a future MVP on your hands, which looks to be the case in the coming years. But for now, Shai will enjoy the fruits of his labor by not only being named an All-Star, but should be an All-NBA lock as well. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so you're notified the next time we upload a new video. With that being said, you just watched how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went from bench warmer to certified All-Star. See you next time.